Adam Small here from MyMusicMasterclass, and today we're going to do another review for you. This is kind of like a comparison because we are actually comparing three guitars that we have already reviewed separately. And what I'm talking about is the Donner Hush series. So these are travel guitars, portable guitars, and they're right behind me. So what we have here is the Donner Hush I, which is the original Hush guitar that they came up with. And then they came up with the Hush X because this is a little different. I'm gonna explain the differences in a minute. And then they came out with the Hush I Pro, which is the newest Hush model that's available at the moment. Although I see that the Hush X Pro is coming out very soon. Before we go any further though, let's just do the disclaimer, which we always do on this channel. Donner did send us all these guitars in exchange for the video that you're watching right now, but they didn't tell us to say anything specific or coach us in any way. All the videos on this channel are unbiased. We give our honest opinion, and this will be no different. Like I said, we made separate detailed reviews for each one of these Hush models, and they're available on our channel. So this will be a comparison and an overview. We're gonna go over some features and some differences and why you might want one over the other for your needs. But if you need more details or you wanna get specifics, you should check out the individual videos. So, first things first, no matter which Hush you get, they come with a case, okay? So the cases are small. You could fit it in an overhead compartment in a flight, right? They're padded, they have some nice padding on them, and they include everything that you need to play. All the guitars include everything you need to play. There's picks, there's all the wrenches or whatever you need, strap, cable, blah, blah, blah. It's all there. Now, each one of these has a different case, but they're similar. As for the price of these guitars, the Hush I, which is the original, is the least expensive. That's $249.99 as of the filming of this video. The Hush X is a little more, so that's $349, another $100. And then the Hush I Pro is $399. Now, as you can see, each one of these has rails, and these are removable. They remove easily. They go into these cases. They have little spots for them. They're all hooked up. This is a little different. This is the first model, the Hush I, like I said. So this model has an Allen wrench that's built in here. It's like magnetically, has a magnetic catch. And this pops out. Not only will this fit into your tuners if you're having trouble moving them, my fingers are strong enough to do it without that, but these do fit. This Allen wrench does fit in here if you need to turn it. But these rails have little screws, and this Allen wrench, which you won't lose because it's right here, is used to tighten them, okay? So this was the original model for the rails, and as you'll see as we move on, that changed. Now we're at the Hush X, which was Donner's second Hush, and this is a new system. This has no screws at all. What you do is you just pull on this, and the rail comes out. It's a little mechanism. You do this, you push it over here, and your rail's in. Easy. And that's the same with the top rail. So this process saves a few minutes if that matters to you. For the Hush I Pro, it's the same rails. So when they made the Quick Connect rails on the Hush X, they carry that over to this model, the Hush I Pro. Same thing. Now comparing the Hush I and the Hush I Pro, which are both acoustic-y models, right? They're supposed to be acoustic simulators. They both have piezo pickups in the bridge. As you'll see, there's no standard magnetic pickup in here. So the piezo pickup is here. They both have them. Also, they have similar tuners in the back. The Hush X is supposed to be a travel electric guitar as opposed to a travel acoustic guitar or acoustic style guitar, right? So you have an adjustable bridge on this, which you don't have on the Hush I or the I Pro because that's like an acoustic, right? You also have the tuners in the back. It's like a Steinberger system almost. You also have an electric guitar pickup configuration here, which is different than the I and the I Pro. One thing that the Hush X and the Hush I do share is that they both use 9-volt batteries back here, okay? The Hush I Pro is rechargeable via USB, so you don't have to use 9 volts anymore. This thing doesn't have a battery compartment because, as I'll show you in a minute, it uses USB-C up here and you can charge this thing. If you need to adjust the truss rods on this, which is something you're gonna have to do, I adjusted the truss rod on all 3 of these when they came to me, you know, in the mail. So these are typical. Your truss rod is under this cover here, and you just unscrew this, and then you need an Allen wrench, which the guitar comes with, and you can tighten or loosen your truss rod. Now with the Hush I Pro, this is a bit easier. You can see that there is a wheel here, and this is the tool, and you can just stick it right in here and crank it, and I can adjust my truss rod instantly. All right, so you'll see that I have the Hush I here, and I'm in a little bit of a cramped, wonky setup because I want you to see with this overhead camera what I'm seeing here. All these guitars can be used with headphones because they're practice guitars, they're portable guitars, right? So you have some jacks here. You also have an EQ, and this is just high and low, and then your volume and a phase switch. And since this is supposed to be an acoustic sounding guitar, let's just strum some chords. You know, in our comments, someone said, why don't you just strum a G chord, dude? So here we go. We're gonna strum a G chord. All right, now we're gonna mess with the EQ. Let's give it some more lows. Sorry, YouTube commenter. I actually went to an E minor after my G. Anyway, one thing to notice is that this model comes with a tuner because it doesn't have a built-in tuner. When we get to the I Pro, again, this is just the I, you'll see that it has a built-in tuner on board with a whole bunch of other features. As far as battery life goes, if you're using the headphone out, the battery will last 50 hours. If you're using the 1/4 inch out, like I am right now, it should last 30 days. That's what the manual says. All right, so let's jump to the Hush I Pro now because it's an acoustic guitar, and let's see what you get for more money. All right, so this is the Hush I Pro. If you look through this camera, you'll see that at the top right here, there is a USB-C charging port. It can also connect to a computer or a device if you want to connect it. The battery is supposed to last 8 hours, and the USB-C interface is a fast charging interface. So this guitar has an upgraded preamp from the regular Hush I. So you'll hear how that sounds, but first let's look at the top of this. I'm gonna put this camera on and try to look through it, and if it doesn't turn out on the video, I'm just going to do a diagram. I'll take a picture and circle things and make it look slick. All right, like I said, you have the USB-C port here. There's a headphone out. You have a power button and a Bluetooth button on top. You also have a save button back here, and if you want to save your preset, you got a sound you like, you want to save it, you can do it. You also have a tone knob and an air boost, which I'll go over in a minute. On the bottom here, you have edit, value, select, and master. Master is your master volume. These others will affect what's happening in this screen. Right now it's P01, right? So that's like preset 1. Obviously you can have a lot of different sounds here and store them as you will and have different presets. Right now we're just gonna work with preset 1 and we're gonna mess with it. But first we have to tune this thing. So how do you tune this without a tuner? It has a built-in tuner, like I said. So the first knob, which is this one, you just go like this all the way till the end. And there, that's the EQ actually. That's not all the way to the end. This is the tuner. And if I go like this, you can see that my E is a little sharp. I'm gonna tune it and get back to you. So now I'm just gonna strum a G chord again for that dude that said, just play a G chord. I'm gonna do it again. And you're gonna hear that this sounds a little different. And I don't even have any of the effects or tone activated, right? Now we're gonna mess with the air boost, which is the first knob. So this is the air boost. I'm gonna make it go all the way to the right. Now you can hear that added a lot of low end, right? So let's try it again, midway, or here, I'll even take it down past midway, almost at 0. Much thinner, right? I'll keep going around here. It gives you a much fuller sound. So air boost is cool. I like it. I'm just gonna give it a little air boost. So it's a little past halfway right now. Great. Next is the tone. So if I put this all the way to the right, it should be more trebly. Trebly-er. That's not a word, is it? You get the idea. I would never do that because that's way too trebly, but that is what the EQ can do if you max it, right? And this is even. This is right in the middle. Now by moving this first knob, I can adjust all kinds of stuff. Like right here, I have different effects I can put on. So I'm gonna do that. And I'm not gonna do it on this screen because it's just too hard to see, but you're gonna have to trust me, and you can always watch our other video, which has a good close-up. So in the first stage here, I have an option of an overdrive, a compressor, and a boost. I can also add chorus right on here, right? All right, what else we have? All right, a phaser. Okay, cool. Right, so we have effects. We also have tremolo and flange and an auto wah. If I move on, we have delay. I won't mess with that, but you have it. You also have reverb, so let's add a little reverb. Right now I have, let's do Hall, and this is only at 10%, so this is gonna be really light. It might help a little. All right, let's try it. Oh geez, the Ottawa's still on. That's not what I wanted. Let me shut that off. All right, back. All right, there's different types of reverb. You have a room, a hall, a spring, a cloud, shimmer. Let's see what shimmer is. Next, you have an impulse response section, right? So you can load in your own IRs, or you can use the ones they have. This is modeling different body types of different acoustic guitars. Again, we went over this in the other review. Lastly, before you get to the tuner section, there's one more, and you can see it here, probably. Yep. It's a graphic EQ. So you can really hone the sound of this thing, you know, more than the Hush I, and it has onboard effects and all that neat stuff. Also, it has Bluetooth, so it has a lot more features than the Hush I for some more money. Last but not least, we have the Hush X, which is definitely more of an electric guitar. On the top, there's nothing, okay, on this one. But on the bottom, you do have, you know, your headphone out, an output. You have a passive and active switch. So this thing can run both passive and active. We'll see how that sounds. And you have your switch and your tone knobs and stuff like that here to adjust your pickup configurations and tone and volume. So again, like the Hush I, not the Hush I Pro, right? The Hush I, you need to tune it. So you can tune it like this or with a pedal tuner or whatever you want to do, but it doesn't have a built-in tuner. Although when the Hush X Pro comes out, I'm sure it will have a tuner just like the Hush I Pro does, and built-in effects and all that stuff. But anyway, I may not have to say this in the video, but I'm going to say it anyway. Since this has a normal, you know, pickup configuration for an electric guitar, you know, there's several. You have humbucker, single coils, blah, blah, blah. But this is an electric guitar. This will react normally with pedals and stuff like that. The other two guitars that we tried, the Hush I and the I Pro, they have piezo pickups, so they're in the bridge, like I said. Those don't react the same way when they go into pedals. It's not to say that they won't work. It's like you put an acoustic guitar through distortion, it's gonna sound like a distorted acoustic guitar. This is gonna sound like a distorted electric guitar, okay? So let me just put that out there. The passive active switch is useful. Obviously with active, you're gonna get more tonal options and more volume. This is with it on, and this is with it off. So you can hear that the volume is quieter, right? We don't have to do all the testing on that, but let's check what we have. Here's my tone knob. It's the one on top because this is a concentric pot, meaning that there's two levels. The top one is tone, so. And this is all the way down, so it should be very dull sounding, right, which it is. This is your volume. Here's your pickup selector, which is gonna sound different if you have both these, just the front or just the back. Right, switch it. Again. This will sound like an electric guitar, right? Through an amp sim or some modeling pedal or a real amp or pedals, right? Like. So that's about it. You have these three guitars. And it really has to do with what you're looking for and what your needs are and what your budget is. If you want something that's really budget friendly and you can just take on the road in the hotel or on any trips or just practice on the couch, the Hush I is really cool and you can definitely practice on it. And if you have a little more money to upgrade and get some cool features, the Hush I Pro definitely is a worthy upgrade in my opinion. With the, you know, you can charge it, you don't have to use any batteries, and it has all these cool IR features and effects and more. And lastly, if you really want something that's an electric guitar, so it reacts with your gear the same way your guitar does, here you go. Hush X is super cool. So in summary, we here at My Music Masterclass, like all the Hush guitars, we think they're all really cool. We think that Donner did some really innovative work getting these things together and designing them. And I hope this video was helpful for those of you looking at these guitars, wondering which one is right for you. Please like the video if you liked it. Subscribe, we need more subscribers. Add a comment or a question if you have either. And we'll see you on the next one.